Being priced out of paradise is one reason island residents find themselves houseless. We recently talked with Hawaii County Mayor Harry Kim about the affordable housing component to the Big Island homeless crisis.
But you know, Harry, recently I've been recording interviews about our island's hospitals, and in doing that I looked up the statistics. Right now, you know, it's hard for people to afford housing because it's either not available or it's super expensive. Today our island population's around 200,000, and in researching what's going to happen relative to hospitals, by 2040, the state is saying that we on this island may have as many as 300,000 people. The actual number is 296,400, but that's pretty close to 300,000.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking, where are all these folks going to live? And I realize that's not the mayor's exact problem, but it's sort of a philosophical look at what we need to think about relative to our island and future quality of life.
You're wrong on this. It is our problem, my problem, because the mayor is responsible for planning and those things and working with the state and the federal government. And I know it just seems like I'm minimizing it, but the year 2040, 300,000.
That's only 23 years away, you know.
Yeah, but I think we'll may even surpass that. Because what that didn't anticipate is the following: what is happening to the rest of the state. Right now, on paper, known, Maui, Kauai, and Oahu. The entire middle class of this state in buying a home on those islands are out of reach. I cannot imagine what it's like to be a family person or a young person growing up and say, the American dream is not within my reach anymore. I have to look at condos or whatever, apartments. This is my lifestyle. There's only one place in the state of Hawaii that I will be able to afford a home. And that's why I'm saying that numbers might be even less, an estimation what may be. It is our responsibility to anticipate that. This is why we're talking to, went to Kona, I was a speaker for the Kona High School, I told you, and talking to the workers there, and there's two guys telling me they're from Hawaii and Ocean View Estates. And I go, whoa, you know, when did you move there? I said, we couldn't afford renting Kona. So Ocean View was the closest, you know. Forget Kohala, they said. And I know that to be true. And so they said, Ocean View is the closest. And I said, there's no water there, though. They said, yeah, this and that. I asked them, how long does it take you to drive? This is to at Kona Waina, not Kilauea, all right? And it's an hour, hour and a half, depends how early you start. Well, that's what, so what do you do with that little bit of information? You know that from South Point north, there's no water because of the way the island is made. Rock formations, and I have no expertise on that, so they asked me to explain it. But I know there's no water. We dug a well, so when I was here last, and for Ocean View, all we get is 100,000 gallons a day, not good water. So there's no point in digging for water there. So what did I ask them? I said that in Kona. Asked in the water department, can you at least begin the research to see what will it cost to make a pipeline from where there is water to it? And so they're looking at that. So it is our responsibility to start planning. It is our responsibility to start talking to DOE and State Highway, or that narrow road of Highway 11, can it be improved? Because that is a state artery highway. You know? And obviously the zoning. You know what I admire, but I know this is not the question. The next time you go to Hove, that area, if you haven't gone a long time.
I go fairly often because I go to Volcano Park.
Then you know the admiration of people. There's a town growing where there's no water. There's Malama Market there, you know, and people who don't know it. And people are moving there. Right now, I'll tell people my age or younger, grew up in a time when Ka'u was Pahala. That's where your school is there, your hospital is there. The guy who come in the last 10 years, this makes no sense. The population, you mean to say Hove and The LA people got to drive all the way to Pahala to go to school. Most of the people live here. And more than 3/4 of the people live on that side. Now why should all this stay? Well, that's when it was built. We have to start planning better. And that's why I say it's our job. Because the 300,000 will happen.